Hi, welcome to my video on find the equation of a tangent to each curve at x equals c in slope-intercept form. That's slope y-intercept form. So let's go through the steps that I'm going to do to work out the equation of the tangent. Steps to find the equation of a tangent at x equals c of the f of x. Number one, find the f prime x. Let's find the derivative. And then find the f prime of c, so whatever value of x I put in the place of, in the expression of the derivative. And this becomes, when you work this out, you have the slope of the tangent, which we'll call m. Then we'll take the x value, x equals c, and do the f of c in the original function, the original equation. That's not the derivative. And this gives us c f of c. So this f of c is the y value, x and y. So we sub the m, the c, the f of c into this equation, where y is the f of c, x is the c, and we'll solve this. When we sub it in, we'll solve the equation for b. So when we get the b, we'll take the m and the b and sub into this equation, which is slope y-intercept form. There's the slope, there's the y-intercept. So let's go through some examples. And again, I'm doing examples over and over so you help you understand. F of x equals negative x squared plus 3x minus 2. We want to find the slope of the tangent at x equals 4. Well, let's do the derivative. The derivative is the slope of the tangent. So that's 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. And 2 becomes a 1. Linear, so it's the derivative of 3x is just 3. The derivative of negative 2 is 0. So that's the slope of the tangent. Now we want to find it at x is 4. So we do f prime 4, negative 2, 4, negative 8 plus 3 is negative 5. So that means the slope of the tangent is negative 5 at x equals 4. Now we want to do the f of 4. We want to find, we know that x is 4, but we want to find the f prime of, or the f of 4, which is the y value. So the f of 4 is negative 4 squared plus 3, 4 minus 2. So that's 16 negative plus 12 minus 2. Negative 4 minus 2 is negative 6. So that's the point that 4 gives us negative 6 on our graph. So if we take, this is the x and this is the y, or that's the c and the f of c, then we sub that in to the equation y equals mx plus b. So the negative 6 is the y. The m came out to be negative 5. The x is 4, because this is the point where the tangent is going to have a slope of negative 5. So this is the, even though it's a c and the f of c that I did up here, it's really the x and y of a point with the slope. And we fill in the y, the m, and the c, and this negative 6 is negative 20 plus b. So we leave the b where it is and go negative 6 plus 20. So b is 14. And now we have the equation y equals mx plus b with slope y-intercept form. So the slope is negative 5 and the y-intercept is 14. So that's the equation in the slope y-intercept form. That's one example. Again, let's do some more. Again, don't forget to pause the video and work these out before I do to see if everything is going okay. Find the equation of the tangent at x equals c. Again, we do the derivative. And the derivative, 3 times a half is 3 over 2. 3 becomes a 2, goes down by 1. Negative 3 times 2 is negative 6, and the 2 goes to a 1. And this is a linear, so the slope is the 4, and the derivative of a constant is 0. Now we get t prime at negative 2. So we get 3 over 2, negative 2 squared minus 6. So we're putting a negative 2 in the place of x. We have to do the powers first. So that's a 4. And so we get 3 over 2 times 4 minus 6 times negative 2 plus 4. We multiply before we add. 2 into 4 goes 2, so 6 plus 12 plus 4. 18, that's 22. So the slope of the tangent, which is the derivative at negative 2, the slope of the tangent is 22. Now we'll do t of negative 2. So we're going to find the x value is negative 2. Let's find the t of negative 2, which is the y value. So we go a half negative 2 cubed minus 3 negative 2 squared plus 4 negative 2 plus 1. Okay, move that over here. And again, do the powers first. We do a half, and a negative 2 cubed is negative 8. And a negative 2 squared is 4. And again, I'm leaving the multiplication till after. I'm doing PEMDAS, so I did the powers, exponents first. Now I got a multiplication, 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 addition, so I'll multiply. Half of negative 8 is negative 4. Negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8 plus 1. So that's 24 minus 23. So this is the point on the t of x. So the point is negative 2, negative 23. So the equation is y equals mx plus b. We have our y, this is the x and the y, which is the c and the t of c, but it's x and y, so y is negative 23, m is 22, x is negative 2, so we have negative 23, negative 44 plus b, and again b is positive, so leave b there. Negative 23 plus 44. So B is 21. Positive. And so the equation is y equals mx plus b, slope y-intercept form. So the y equals, the slope is 22 times x, and the b is 21. So that's the equation that represents the slope of the tangent to tx when x is negative 2. Okay, another one to do. Again, just more practice, more practice. This time I got a y, and the derivative now is dx d dx, but the d dx we know it becomes y prime, so let's just call it y prime. The derivative of this, 5 times 8 over 5 is 8, x to the 4, and plus derivative 4 over 3 times 3 is 4, x squared. So that's the derivative. Now we got to get the slope of, that's the slope of the tangent, but it got to be at x is a half, so y prime and x is a half. So we sub a half in and work out the value. So we do the powers first. A half to the 4th power is 1 over 16. A half squared is 1 over 4. We got fractions, so we got 1/2 plus 1. 1/2 plus 1 is 1 and 1/2, or we can go with 3 over 2. So the derivative, y prime, is the slope. So the slope of the tangent is 3 over 2. Now we got to find what the value of y is. So what is y at x is a half? So 8 over 5, a half to the 5th power, 4 over 3, and a half cubed. And again, I did this one with some fractions, just to, not to keep everything as integers. So we got 8 over 5. 1 half to the 5th power is 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. So it's 1 over 32. 4 over 3. 1 half cubed. 2 times 2 times 2 is 1/8. Again, we did the powers first, exponents, so we'll simplify. 8 into 32 goes 4, so that's 1 over 20. And 4 into 8 goes 2, so we get 1 over 6. The LCD for 20 and 6 is, let's say 60. And then to get the LCD, a quick way to get the LCD is take the 20 and the 6 and put it like that and start to divide. What common factor? 2. So that's a 10 and a 3. And don't have to be a common factor, could be any factor. So 2 is a multiple there. And we have a 3, can't go into 10, but it go into 3. 2 into 10 goes 5. And 5 into 5 goes once. So we get 6 times 10 is 60. So 60, the LCD is 60. Notice that 6 has 20 got a 2 and a 6 got a 2, but a 20 don't have a 3. So 3 times 20 is 60. So the LCD is 60. So 1 over 20. And we multiply by 3 over 3. 1 over 6. 60. So we multiply by 10 over 10. So that gives us 3 over 60 plus 10 over 60. So that's 13 over 60. That's the point. So this is the point, which is we have 1/2 and we have 13 over 60. Okay, so now we need the equation. So y equals mx plus b. The y is 13 over 60. The m is 3 over 2. The x is a half. B, so we got 13 over 60, and that's 3 over 4 plus b. Now we have an else. The quickest way to do this one is the LCD. The LCD for 60 and 4 is 60. And we multiply every part by 60. So 60 times 13 over 60 is a 13. And if we do each one, which would be make it easier, like that, 4 into 60 goes 15. 3 times 15 is 45, plus 60b. So 60b, that's 15 minus 45. So let's go up here. So 60b equals a negative 32. 32. So b is negative 32 divided by 60. Reduce that down. We got a 4, so it's negative 8 over 12. And 4 goes into that twice. 4 goes into that 3. So it's a negative 2/3. Okay, so just to make sure, 4 goes into that 8. 4 goes into that, 4 goes into that, not 12, 15. See the mistake? Just check it. So that's 15. So it's not negative 2/3. Again, divide by 4, you get negative 8. Divide by 4, you get 15. So y equals mx plus b. Y equals, the slope is 3 over 2x, and the y-intercept is negative 8 over 15. And the reason I gave that one, because of the fractions. It's good to work out with fractions, just keeps you understanding, or what I call not understanding, but reinforcing your skills. And one more to do. Find the equation of the tangent at C for this quartex, degree 4, at x equals -1. So we got y prime, 2 times 4 is 8, and 4 becomes a 3. 3 times 1 is 3, and 3 becomes a 2. -4 times 2 is -8, and 2 becomes a 1. And the derivative of a linear is -3, derivative of a constant is 0. And this is at x is -1. So we put a -1 in the place of x to get the slope. Remember, the derivative is the slope of the tangent. Now we're finding the value of that slope of the tangent. And we do the powers first. -1. And -1 squared is 1. So I got the powers done. Now I'm going to do the multiplication from left to right. So that's -8. That's 3. And that's 8 minus 3. So the slope of the tangent is 0. -8, 3. So the slope of the tangent is 0. So the slope of the tangent is 0. If the slope is 0, and that means it's a horizontal line. So this is going to be a horizontal line. Just think about it. So what about, now we're going to work out y equals, when x is -1, we're going to put a -1 in here. Take your time. Subbing in a -1. Okay, and we work this out. Again, we got to do the powers first. -1 to the 4th power is 1. -1 cubed is -1. And -1 squared is 1. And so there it is. Got all the powers worked out. Okay, now we're going to do the multiplication. -2, -1. Oh, didn't have, that's not a multiplication. Multiplication is right here. So I could have left that. I did leave alone. I'm going to multiply here to get -4. Multiply here to get 3. -6. So I multiply -2, -4, and 3. Now I add all that up. That's -3 and 3. So that's -10. So that's the point. -1 gives us -10. So the equation is y equals mx plus b. This is the x and the y on this quartex. So the y is -10. The m is 0. X is -1. And we got to find the b. So -10 equals 0 plus b. So b is -10. So the equation is y equals mx plus b. So y's slope is 0. Oh, I got a 0. I didn't need that. I could have, okay. And, nope, I'm going to rub that out. The slope is 0 times x, and b is -10. So that could be the equation, or we could write y equals -10. Notice the slope is 0, so it's a horizontal line. As a horizontal line passing through, y is -10 because the slope is 0. So that's the equation of the tangent at to this quartex at x equals -1. And since the slope is a horizontal line, we'll do more work on that coming up. That's a tangent. That's a peak point, but we'll find out more on that as we go. So that brings us to the end of this video. And again, if you like my video, click the like button, click the subscribe button. Visit my math website, www.mathfullyexplained.com, to find more information about me, my videos, and the content. That's the content on my YouTube channel, called Math Fully Explained. Just one word. Thank you for viewing my video. Hope the video helped you. Bye-bye.